CEO ironically creating the difference. We're here at the 900 Global Ball Demo, along with all the other manufacturers, as you can see here in Belair. We're actually at a manufacturer's trade show, and everybody's kind of getting set up. But I specifically wanted to talk about the 900 Global Balls for a moment because there's a couple of questions that kind of get asked and something to consider when you're looking at bowling balls, especially when it comes to cores and covers. So you can see I've got two bowling balls here. I've actually got an Ordnance solid right here, and then I've got a Flux here as well. Okay, so check this out. So if you look in the thumb hole, you can actually see that there is the blue cover stock, there's a white outer core material, and then a brown inner core material. So what that means is this ball is composed of three main parts: an inner core, an outer core, and then last but not least the cover stock. Now over here on the Flux, you can see there's actually only two components: cover stock and an inner core, and that definitely has a difference, plays a difference in the performance of these two bowling balls, and it also plays a performance in the numbers of the two bowling balls. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go over to their catalog, and we're going to go look at the Flux for a moment. Remember, the Flux is the one that has just the core and the cover, no outer core. So look at the numbers of the Flux. So you can see here specifically the RG is 252, 255, 262. As we go to 15, 16, 15, 14, the differential is 050, 048, and 022. And the intermediate differential is 20, 14, and 8. Now you may say, how come it changes so much? Well, the reason is because in order for you to get a 16, a 15, and a 14-pound ball, all you can change is the core, right? So all you can do, you have to pull all the weight out of the core. When you change the weight of the core, that's going to change the numbers. And you can modify it, and you modify the densities to be able to do that. So that's why the numbers change so much. Now, conversely, when we go over to the Ordnance ball, the 16 pound is 247, 15 pounds 247, 14 pounds 249, 041, 043, 040. So much, much closer together, both sets of numbers. But why is that? And it's primarily because that Ordnance, as I showed you over here, has that outer core, okay? So the outer core and then the inner core way, way, way down there in the cover stock. So what they do is basically they can pull the weight out of this outer core, which is round. So they'll pull the weight out of that, which will allow them to keep the numbers fairly close. Whereas over here, there's nothing to pull the weight from except for the inner core, which is way down at the bottom. And that's why the numbers have to change a whole lot. Now, what does that mean? So if you are a person that's using a lighter weight ball, we didn't even talk about the 13s and 12s. They obviously do go way up in RG, and kind of similar in differential on the Ordnance, and on the Flux, they go way up in RG, similar RG, and the differential goes back up again. So here's what that means. If you are somebody who is using the lighter weight balls, you probably actually want to go to a ball that has that outer core, because if you get a ball that has the outer core, more than likely you're going to be able to get a little bit more differential in that ball. You can see, actually, look at this. So these balls have similar numbers. That one doesn't go there, that light. So what that tells me is that the outer core is probably the same in these bowling balls. Yeah, typically when you see that happen, and these don't go past 14 either, that typically when you see that happen, that's what's going on. That means the core is a different shape, and it's gives you a similar set of core numbers. Okay, so now you were able to kind of see that a little bit. But the bottom line here is that if you're in the 15 or 16 pounds, you're going to be fairly similar across the board, no matter what you're doing, because there's not a whole lot there's a whole lot of weight in the core. You can begin to remove some of it and not change the numbers a whole lot. But as you get lighter and lighter and lighter, especially with the balls that are thick shells, what we're going to call them, or all cover stock and core, you're going to see a really big change in the numbers. You can see here's another one. This is that Badger White Hot. Same concept. It's all cover stock and then a core. And then conversely, the Ordnance Pearl is back to that cover stock, inner core, outer core. Now, here's something else that's kind of interesting too. So USBC does have a test where they check the amount of energy transferred from the ball to the pins. And what I can tell you is the balls that have the thicker cover stocks like these tend to have a much higher what's called COR, coefficient of restitution, number associated with them, which effectively means that these types of bowling balls tend to transfer more energy from the ball to the pins than these types of bowling balls. So just another piece of information for you to think about, something to consider when you're looking at purchasing a new bowling ball. And as always, we are here being able to try to give you as much information as possible. With that being said, we're out of here. CEO Ronald Hickler from Creating the Difference. Talk to you soon.